United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
July. And with that, I'll look for approval of minutes for June 3rd meeting. Motion second. Any changes? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? HS1. Starting with Brian this time. We usually get to go first with your resolution.
I don't know, right? So,
You're right up. Resolution approving Legends Field fee schedule. I'll look for a motion to discuss. Got a motion and a second. It's pretty straightforward, but I would say when you mention anything you think is a highlight from here.
and then we base it off of surrounding parks, anything, fields, anything similar to what we may have. I mean, there's nothing really similar, but it's supposed to be that. But since my friend Veronica is here and I put a budget together, I wanted to find some revenue streams. And so this is what we've come up with. We are getting quite a few inquiries, not only from schools, but City of Oswego and different groups from in the county and outside the county have been inquiring about using the field. So this is our proposal.
Are you charging anything now, or are you not renting it?
We are not. We needed it for so we're not.
Okay, that's a good reason. Does anybody have any questions about the fee schedule? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. HS2 is resolution authorizing budget modification, additional hours, specific aging. This is increase the additional hours line by 1,650, decrease the salary wages line by that same amount. Having to do with OFA insurance counselor staff, accumulating hours of comp time, making it difficult to use other annual comp time. These are the Medicare enrollment period folks who help people figure out how to use Medicare, which anybody who's gone through that. Crazy. So I'll look for a motion on HS2. Sarah, you want to discuss it all? You think this is going to get you through to the end of the year?
I do believe so. It's adding one additional hour every day, which helps them get their paperwork squared away. Actually, I'm hoping that it will, because we're also going out in the community because we don't have confidential space in our office. So I'm hoping with the additional hour for that. Yes. But it is only a 7-week time period. So.
Any questions for Sarah on that? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? HS3 is a resolution authorizing budget modification. Department of Social Services Mental Hygiene Division additional hours. The additional workload related to crisis intervention services prompted the addition of a full-time position to the division in January 2024. An existing division staff person is transferred into this role. However, unsuccessful efforts to recruit a qualified candidate to fill their vacated position created a need for additional hours to ensure essential functions in both positions. Currently, the director and assigned staff share the crisis services related duties, while staff also continues to cover adult services coordinator duties. After 6 months of unsuccessful recruitment, they are requesting to be able to pay additional hours for assigned staff to be able to keep up with the essential functions across both positions. The salary line for the vacant position is underspent, so the budget seeks to transfer funds from that line into additional hours for the 2024 year budget year. The requested amount is $4,725, equivalent to 135 additional hours for the remaining 6-month period of 2024. So there's some fiscal for a motion to discuss. Okay, how did I do?
Perfectly.
You know, when people watch these, I've actually got complimented that we do some kind of a synopsis at the beginning of some of the resolutions. So they say, sometimes they're looking at particular meetings and everybody on the committee knows what the resolution is, but people are trying to figure out what are they doing there. So that's why they do this. I think it's important there, so that it's easier than putting the department head in the spot to give us a synopsis as well. Not that you couldn't, but I like to take your memos and boil them down to the essentials. So does anybody have any questions about this? And since we did get a first and a second, then all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? HS4 is a resolution authorizing budget modification for Department of Social Services, Adult and Children's Services, additional hours. So staff have been working additional hours and in some instances overtime to meet the demand of increased workloads due to increase in service needs and unfilled vacancies. DSS continues efforts to interview and hire to reduce the current number of vacancies. However, there continues to be a need for current staff to work additional and overtime hours to meet the mandated deadlines until the new employees have been sufficiently trained and are productive. DSS projects the need through the end of 2024 calendar year to allow for hiring, training, and measurable productivity for new employees. The local share for 2024 will not change due to this budget modification. It's budget neutral. The amount requested is $71,000 coming from wages, salary and wages, with 2 additional hours for motion. Anything you need to add on that? This is something we're pretty routine now.
Right. Hoping that we can replenish that now that all the put our heads together and figure out how we can services. I just okay. And then services. I know it should be like that.
Okay, so that. Yeah, I'll offer a resolution to amend the appropriate budget lines. That's going to be adequate, right? Yeah. So I'll offer that amendment for a second. Kevin for a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Back to the original motion. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Youth Bureau updates.
All right, I got a report I can just pass around. So my director's report from my weekly board meeting, so it's like only week long. So there's all that stuff in there, so I'm not going to go through it all. You can read it if you have any questions. You can certainly reach out to me and let me know. I will give you a couple of small updates. So today is day 1, really, of summer programming. It is our slowest week usually in the summer, just based on the holiday week and things go along with it. Just to give you kind of an idea, there's 90 kids at Hollis right now, 23 at Derby, and 16 from my last text that are at Legends right now. Legends is just drop-in, so you can come and go so please. There are 16 kids currently there as of about the last hour now.
You said there's 16 there?
Yes.
So that's just like a day camp?
Yeah, so it's a drop-in. So, well, you can associate it, we grew up, a lot of us grew up and used to be able to go to parks. There's attendants there that would organize things, kind of the same thing. That's just both of that. That being said, this is a flyer for our newest program. Monday and Wednesday nights is when we have a girls softball program up at Legends, and now on Tuesdays we are going to have challenge softball, which will be a mentor softball program. So that is a new program that we will have starting soon this summer. So we'll have day camp Monday through Friday, and then girls softball Monday and Wednesday, and challenge softball on Tuesday. And then champion sports season jumps in Thursday or Sunday for our tournament. So Legends will be used technically 7 days a week, also going forward. A couple other things I just wanted to quickly touch base on. We talked about funding and different opportunities and hiring challenges. It's always a good thing when you get a phone call from one of your grant providers. And so I was talking with Bill last week, you can get one from the airport. They are offering us more money going into 2025, which is at my jurisdiction of how I'm going to use that. What I think I'm going to do is put it into the pay cycle of our members so that it'll be more attractive positions to do so. So that will be a benefit that we should have moving forward with that. We are practically full for the summer right now, which our program has bounced back quite well since COVID. This year is pretty full. We are working with, Betsy is working with the Ready Commission on a ribbon cutting out for Camp House. The plot is completed. So we're going to have ribbon cutting this month out there. And then lastly, the only other thing I want to touch base on is that the day of the legislature meeting this year is also the day of our legislative picnic. So if you want a nice free Camp House lunch and to see how it is operating, see some of the campers out there and such, that will be offered. Oh, and one last thing, the pool is operating. There are kids in the pool. There are no problems with it as we go forward. The follow-up problem that they had was their fault, so they fixed it at their cost when they put the new shell on. And water continued to leak out of it after the fact because when they put it, imagine you plastering your walls, and when they did it, they didn't do a good job of sanding it down and around the drain, so the drain was not closing completely, so water goes slipping through it. So when they put a scuba person in there, which I do not believe was the county administrator, but it was a scuba person that went in.
I've done that.
I bet, so a scuba person went in, quickly identified what the problem was, and they cleaned up, drained out tight, and ready to go. So the pool is when I was out there. Thank you again for that. That was an unforeseen thing, but a much needed thing that we needed to have. The only other thing I'll give you lastly is another flyer from our city portion of the Youth Bureau. There will be a Thunder Island Day coming up, and so this is a flyer that gives you information on how to register for that, like the participate in that spot. Kicking off today, I'm very busy, so with that, we'll look forward to counseling. All going well so far.
So for many sunny days, so
And everything else, yes. And I've also been told that you probably have the update that I've been told the bath out should be done next month.
I may go now periodically, troubled.
As they said, unless there's a problem with the moving supplies, they just think will be done by the middle or end of August.
okay. Thank you very much. Well, to your big extensive report. There's a guy over there. Veteran services.
So our Veteran Appreciation Day that we had last month was a huge success. We had a ton of people. I think we ended up with about 12 to 15 appointments out of that. So we really reached a lot of veterans that didn't even know they existed. It helped us out too because we made some connections with the main provide us this number so we can call in anytime we want that question. And there's an agency that the state has that has a travel van. It's huge. It has internet access, air conditioning. And I met that guy and talked to him, and he said that we call him at any time, and he will come to Oswego County with a van, and we can sit in the remote areas at grocery stores. He'll set it all up for me. So we're going to start doing that. Trying to get that done in the beginning, but talking to these managers at grocery stores is difficult. So that's going to really help us reach the people that are further out. I got these new brochures that we're going to be passing around. Those are going to be at the fair. We're setting up at a spot at the fair this week. And we also have a new sandwich board. wanted to get it mainly for Flash Guy because where we're sitting, a lot of people have trouble finding us. So if I can put a sign out there that points where we're at, it's universal. I can use it anywhere. One side of it has our QRC so that people can scan it and send them straight to our website. Farmers market checks, we are out. We went out real quick, so I contacted the state, and the only way I was going to be able to get any more is if somebody didn't complete theirs. I was going to turn some in, but they found me 1,250 more. So we're waiting for those to come in. Once they're in, I'll put out a news release to let people know, because we've had a lot of people calling, and it's first come, first served. We were out. So we want to make sure that those people know that we're getting more in, and that they can come back to the office. That's it. Other than that, if anybody's got questions.
What do you think about having some kind of a little folder that would display these like at a Legion or a gift?
Yep, I was thinking on there just today, as a matter of fact. So we have all kind of brochures in our office, so I bought a little plastic piece to put them in, to try to keep them from being scattered everywhere. I had one. I have to dig it out. I'm not sure if it's big enough. If it's not, then I'm definitely going to order one. Well, I'm going to order a few, because I want one that we can take with us when we go places. Last guy when first we go, making us feel is really good about passing stuff out. Our business cards are constantly passing things out. So we're definitely going to have a stack of them up there. So
I can get a few extra, because I give them to the town clerks, Williamstown, Albion, Florida. They post them on their board. They post them.
yeah, these, the way they're designed, if you hang them, the information they really need is on the back. So if they want to hang it, or they can still see the backup, or take two, put them side by side, like that. But yeah, definitely, I got like 1,000. So if you need some, yes, sir, no problem.
Any other questions for Eric? Thank you. Sarah, stage. How do you manage your displacement?
We're getting by. So Eric's out of the farmer market checks. We start distributing our farmer market coupon booklets on Wednesday in Fulton. We start with our drive-through event at the Cuba Community College parking lot, and then we'll be going to Oswego, Fulton, Glasgow Farmers Markets. We also are going to be going to all the senior dining centers and hitting some of the senior housing complexes as well. Anything that's left, and we'll be distributing from our office, of course. Anything that is, any booklets that are left over, we'll start doing some home deliveries. Some of our home care clients, we do bring them to them in their homes. But also, anything after that, we'll find other locations to distribute them. They're usually distributed within 10 days, so we don't see them being around very often.
You get feedback about how many of them are used?
We do, we get that. I don't think we have last year's data yet on how many were actually used. But it's usually about 87%.
Good.
So the booklets themselves are $25 worth, the checks are $5. They have to use them completely, they don't get any change back. So only participating farmers accept them, so it's not across the board at all. Vendors at the farmers markets, and it is only for fresh fruits and vegetables. It's not, and I know that Eric's program, you can do baked goods and eggs, anything that's SNAP will accept, but ours is fresh fruits, vegetables, that's local. So if somebody has pineapples, we know they probably didn't grow that there in Oswego County, so they can't purchase that. But yeah, so we'll be busy next week and the following week getting those distributed. As part of the first distribution. We're also going to be getting 200 food boxes from the Food Bank of Central New York. So at the first event in Fulton, we'll have the food boxes, the coupons, and then also we have our container gardens that will be distributing. We have about 600 of those that will be getting out. You come to my office right now, that's all there is. It's full of bags of container gardens to get out in the next couple of weeks. So you can do that. Our senior picnic, I mentioned last month, we're August 14th at the Mexico BMW. So we'll have entertainment. The Sheriff's Department's going to be there to talk about scams or how to avoid scams. And the meal will be provided by OCO Nutrition Services. We'll be playing bingo, so if anybody's likes bingo, we have prizes, so it's going to be a fun day for everyone. We have scheduled our 2 senior health insurance fairs. We have one in Alaska on Monday, September 23rd. That's at the American Legion. And the second one is in Fulton on Friday, October 4th at Catholic Charities. These are not enrollment events because Medicare has certain things, guidelines that you can and cannot do. So these are insurance fairs for Medicare plans so that people can come and talk to the insurance companies. We'll also be there. And any other statewide senior action council will be invited. New York State Epic will be invited. I'm inviting PSF Medicaid office to be there as well. So try to get as much information available to be provided to our seniors as possible because again, we have the issue of not having privacy really in our office and confidentiality. So we're trying to get the insurance companies there so it's a one spot so that they can get the information, Medicare beneficiaries can get the information they need. But we'll still be having individual appointments. We're in Hannibal and Parrish, and we're looking at some other areas to have office hours as well, where there's confidentiality and privacy available. And we'll also be doing hours we do when there's conference room space available in the health department. We also go there as well, but it's not always available. It's a shared space. That's really all I have for you.
Any questions for Sarah? Okay, thank you. Marty?
Well, I updated update. Or together. But in the last month, we have been really taking a look at our contracts to make sure that the services that we're using are effective and we have whether or not we're getting the outcomes that we're looking for, as well as surveying caseworkers to find out, what it is that they're seeing as an impact of the services that we provide, especially for those that are one example of that is as of next year, people who are cash assistants get a 100% disregard of their cases for 6 months from the date they start their when they do that, staff apply the income that they earn, so their SNAP benefit. Yeah. They start their job, even though they keep their whole grant. If people close their case, then their SNAP would be frozen at the higher level and drop off their CA case. So SNAP is a federal benefit. Prefer that they SNAP as opposed to the cash assistance. So that's same form of that. So for example, if this family went on a job, they had a $900 SNAP allowance, and they got $500 in their cash grant. They would keep that $500 a month, but their SNAP would likely drop to $300. Whereas if they close their case, they would keep their SNAP at $900 and their income, or income. Benefits coming to their household. Several rather than single. So we're trying to counsel people that's what their families. The stable. Whereas their cash assistance going at the end of that 6 months. Drop them sharply. We're also looking at staffing strategies to continue maximizing efforts of staff that we have. Hiring is not progressing as quickly as what we would like. How we can change things up, refocus people, different tasks, a lot of new people. So separating the cash systems from staff again. So our newer people, staff, that we used to have everything. Desperately for people that better shot. The state is putting out opportunity for people. And we're also very much investing. I gave you some other employment information. How many people working with? One thing I did put in here is the fact that we are going to be working directly with employers there and having them come to the agency to take action. So that we can send out letters to everybody that we know that get that employer, so that they can apply for those jobs. And make them clear, apply for a job that they're looking for. And see the sanction. Or 5 years ago, out in services. She wants to talk to people about the benefits and all the options that they have in auxiliary services and help people apply on care. One thing I want to draw your attention to is that the agency has also been doing surveys about our national business to ask them whether they're relocating to our county, from another county, or from another state. And I listed for you here the reasons why yeah, said that they're coming to our county. And most of them are for reasons to be closer to their families than are for their dangerous situation. They come here for court. It's never. I can continue to bring that information to you. That's something that you're interested in.
Yeah, I know you asked me today if we should include that in the report. I said I think that's important information to have. It starts on the middle of the second page there where it says the April 2024 relocation data. So 145 surveys completed, 129 indicated that they did not recently move here. Day. 16 indicated yes. Many of them are from nearby counties or have family here. So I thought that was important information. I think that's good. That's a good thing for us to report there. But I appreciate bringing.
Have our product this week. Investigations that are currently open. And our child support. Friday. This year. So they helped us with that. But we have collected $6.5 million guaranteed, which is half a million dollars last year. At this time. And of that money is returned to the county residents that was paid out to them. The rest of it is helps the families from having to apply better for yeah, over 6,000. If there's been working on tweaking what we report to you for our statistics. So if there's ever anything that's not here that you'd like more information about, please let us know.
Could you explain on the bottom of that page, May total caseload 6,003 cases. Currently receiving assistance 810 cases. That means that's up 13%, 13.5%.
That's 13.5%
Of all the cases, okay, got it.
It used to be that the majority of that caseload were that provinces. Because it's mandatory for anybody that has a parent that's in the house or has their child support has. Now, it's relatively smallest percentage of our
Interesting statistic that almost half of them are formally received assistance. Now back seeking assistance again.
they're formally receive assistance and they're continuing their child support. That's not.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
not
It's all just a child support piece.
Right. So once they get established through us, they continue to get their support through us, child support, so that they don't have to have that interaction with the ex parent. We help them with all of their decision support and manage their support. And the general public are those that are most ever assisted. And they get all the same services. They do have to pay a small fee for that service. I think it's $25. It's only after we collect the first payment. And then for the services side, Rachel is here. Rachel is our training supervisor. So then we should pay this week.
Yeah, I'm just going to share a little bit of the numbers. So Marty touched base on the vacancies that we have for caseworkers. And so in our child protective unit, that's where the biggest impact. positions that we have. There's currently 6 vacancies. There's an additional 6 case workers for rotation. String, some rotation down. Case load, some medical. So out of the 42 and a half case workers that could be out doing investigations, there's only 30 that are currently doing investigations. So the kind of place where that were shared. Investigations, percentages, percentages for workers. Really, we like to see 15 or less, 12 people for IT. We have currently 65% workers. Number of vacancies that we've had recently, we're still have some gaps. We should also trying to get our staff to be trained to handle investigation. I'm sure it gets to start taking on investigations until training on the city. Workers are now going back to university training and opening, which is pushing out that training staff will help. I think one of the bright spots, even though we do have investigations, our percentage of time to see as much as our 7 days to 90%, which is because we're required to be out there and access safe cares for children. And that's anyone that's not before. And then, like, person days, and you might get 5, 100 there. Some of the times, children might not be available or open to our initial assessment. Relatives or other parts of the state. We also at times when children are not in our county are relying on the counties to provide secondary services. So we have to be able to process the state and that we can train around quickly. Those counties respond or help with the so that is our in our family services unit, which is our ongoing preventative foster care, we got 27 workers handling cases. Currently have 177 children in foster care. It is not how children should be on time placement, which is placed with relatives who become familiar, and that's something that's a nice relationship with the teacher. And children at a time, so that's probably approximately 75 to 80 additional children. So that's a lot of cases that the caseworkers are dealing with. We have approximately about 330 services cases. So that is just the number of cases. There's almost, almost 1,500 individuals that were providing services to. It's close. It's like 1480 something. So that's a lot of individuals in the county that are getting services. And I know you guys have heard it, so we already have the legislative ones talking about. We're really, really extremely close. We have weekly conversations about something to have our children in a conference room. We're struggling to find just routines. You know, it's been no behavior issues at all. Just like this week, the parents are struggling with this. And so we're able to provide an area our sibling groups, teens. It's even surprisingly rare difficulty because our homes are just filled. We have success. We had a big sibling group of 10. share and get the word out. Foster homes in this town.
Do we have a marketing campaign developed for that?
We have all kinds of strategies that we have in place. We did a mailing that went out to every single person in this county. We have active individuals within the team that go out to events, to schools, to things over the summer. We also have other, what we call voluntary agencies like Hillside, Liberty, and Children's Home of Jefferson County, who are actively trying to recruit for us foster homes, so they would open the home and we would utilize them to place the children. There's just not a lot of interest. There's not a lot of things stepping forward to take children.
Seems like there could be a human interest, like anchored marketing campaign that would highlight the benefits of, changing a life, influencing, the development of a child, things like that. And I don't recall ever seeing anything out there, whether it be billboard, commercial, online, anything. I don't recall ever seeing anything in media linking back to Oswego County specifically for adoption services, but I think there's an opportunity there to really tailor it to, the impact you can have, and I think there's...
You have a thought.
I know they can be costly with trying to do that, but sometimes they're very, very effective compared to other means. So it might be something we can consider.
Okay, Brad has mentioned that a lot of that, particularly when it's on social media, in order to get your odds, got to share it. So I mean, people see it, they're very interested in it's like sharing.
They throttle it now. They've kind of caught on to that mechanism for distributing marketing materials, and they limit the views. So if you share something that's they consider to be marketing or recruitment, they will limit the amount of people that can see it. So it's not like you can share it to all of your followers. It'll go to maybe 3 or 4. They've kind of got back to force you into paying, basically.
More of a PSA.
The county may have a little more success, being that it's would be deemed more of a not-for-profit or charitable thing, but they still are trying to encourage people to spend to pay for distribution. So they will limit how many people can see it. It used to be you could just share it and your 1,000 friends would all have access to your stuff, but now they really cut that down. I wish I had lots of friends. I used to. That's a good thought. Do they still do public service type announcements on the radio stations?
Question for our public information staff.
We haven't done PSAs, rating promotions for tours, activities.
I think one for foster homes could
Like, you could
be potential.
And the short video commercial. I know, Kathy, Cindy has reached out to you. For that, it's just not.
Okay. Any other thoughts or questions?
On the relocation data survey, could you have a copy of that questionnaire sent?
Yeah. I may share some of that data for us. Any other thoughts, questions?
Oswego State graduation occurred Do you have anybody out there trying to encourage young students to come over and work in your department?
Yeah, go out and speak to classes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, about things that talk about service.
And you do some periodic recruitment events as well. Is that working with workforce development?
Yeah. We also have our internship program. This semester we had 3 students. We usually have 2 or 3 each semester. Casework.
Are they paid internships? Or?
No, they're not.
Required.
Start to graduate.
Oh, I see.
That, you know,
Okay, any other questions? All right, I'll look for the appropriate motion. So, those in favor to adjourn? Aye. Thank you.